number. I don't care what you say.
I thought it was dumb.
Maybe you're right.
Hi, this is Bill for the Kawartha Insider. We've had another interesting meeting tonight. Quite a bit of update, and we have another gentleman here that's going to tell the people what the city is doing to him as well. Our update is quite interesting. Would you mind telling the members?
Well, I went in to see Aaron Sloan at the bylaw last week, the end of last week, and had a good chat with Mr. Sloan about the blocks on the property, and I'm not supposed to live there, and blah blah blah. And he said to me, finally said that it wasn't worth the city's time or money to pursue this, but the OPP and the MTO are looking into digging my driveway up to stop my access permanently. And they put $4,214.90 on my tax bill for blocks they placed in my driveway, and they got a permit from the MTO to put them there.
Been up there twice now to put blocks down.
You can't put the gates were blocked.
Yeah.
You guys can't put blocks in the driveway.
Yes, we can. And in fact, that's why I've given you numerous copies of the order. The court order prohibits you from occupancy of the property.
You can't do that.
No, I didn't. The court did. So it's Superior Court.
You can't do that. You guys weren't even allowed to ask for that.
It's in the document.
Okay. So you get 10 days to get the blocks out of my driveway.
They're your blocks. And
I'm not paying for them.
Okay, well, you have. And that's.
I'm not paying for them. I didn't authorize them. And you put them in a place where you're not even allowed to put blocks. I can't even put that grain of stone down that driveway, besides that driveway. According to the Ministry of Transport.
Well, we got the permits from the MTO, and we've engaged the MTO.
I'd like to see the permit.
So, I got a copy of the invoices. I don't know how many of these are made into your property taxes yet, but these are the two.
None of them. I never got any of them. Any invoices or anything with it, and I want a copy of that permit that you got from the Ministry of Transport.
Take that, and I'll give those to you. Okay. For now.
All right.
But just so you know, part of what we're looking at is, well, I'm not looking at it now, but the MPO was talking about digging at the driveway because the court order is quite clear that you're not to be occupying the property, and there's no residential use on that property.
Yes, there is.
There is now, but it's not legally established.
No, there was residential use on it when I bought it. Yeah.
You brought the cabin in.
No, there's always been a building on that property.
There was a hockey stick building
that burned down, and there was another building there as well.
Yeah, but not that particular one. Nobody should have been living there. So these are the problems that we're having. I'm not looking to give you any grief over this stuff.
I'd like a copy of that.
I'll see if I can dig it out here fairly quickly for you. We've explained all this. I thought in our earlier conversations, you and I talked over the phone a couple of times.
And I can't afford to live anywhere else.
And that's exactly what you said. And so basically, I've said that I'm doing nothing further as far as placing new blocks.
So who's doing it?
Well, that's what I've done. That's all I'm doing. I'm not going to dig at your driveway because honestly, this is just a waste of municipal resources trying to chase this issue down when the whole issue was the salvage yard to begin with.
But it wasn't a salvage yard.
But
it never was a salvage yard.
We'll agree to disagree on that.
That's fine.
So the OPP are also involved in this because it is a court order, right?
Okay.
So, I don't know if they're going to go any further with anything. I'm just letting you know.
So who is it that's after the MPO to dig my driveway out?
That was a conversation that I had.
With who?
With the MPO.
Well, why would they get involved that way?
Because it's their corridor.
It's my right of way.
That was really interesting.
That
eh?
was very interesting.
And then
So-
I guess they want to make you homeless. Is that
Yes,
the goal?
that's the goal, is to
That's-
make me homeless. They
Yeah.
told me I could go live in a shelter.
Well,
And it didn't help.
and then the funny part is, we set in that new tax bill with, we're partners on the business, right?
Well,
Now they're trying to figure out, what do we do now?
yeah.
Because they got a real problem coming, right? So I think we're going to take a visit in and go see Mr. Sloan.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah,
Be
kind
interesting.
of bring him up to speed on, what's happening out here.
Yeah. But I've also got the 3 videos of Mr. Sloan from that day, so
Yes.
I'll give them to you guys so we can get them posted.
Oh, and I appreciate that. That'll
Not a
be,
problem.
yeah, I honestly believe a lot of businesses out there will be saying, that's what they do to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we have a new person here tonight, Rod. He's got, I would say, he's had harassment ever since the city was the city.
Or before.
And before.
Yeah.
So he's in the peat business up on 121, just trying to make a living. And the city just continually harass this poor man. Would you mind telling the people what you've had to endure?
Just lately?
Yeah, just lately.
Just lately, the Snowmobile Club put a parking lot over top of my deeded access. I think there was a write-up in Lindsay last week at
Yeah.
had that.
Yeah.
And then they had the city, but they didn't want my trucks crossing my deeded access, put cement blocks, put me out of business.
So this seems like almost the spent block caper.
Yeah, did they?
They did it to our poor friend
I think they're
Jim.
making money on cement blocks.
They may have a share in the cement block business, right?
Yeah.
No, in the city they got their hands in everybody's business, right?
Yep.
So what's your plan? Now that we're all partners in each other's business.
Well, this has cost me about 150 grand to find out that I already had the
A deeded access.
deeded access given to me, and in '95 they showed me it was my deeded access.
Mhm.
But nobody listened, of course.
And you have a crown patent on the property as
Yeah,
well.
Yeah,
And how long have you owned that property?
1980.
Since 1980. That's 43 years, my God. Holy. So in 43 years, how many times can you count them on your hand? The cities came to visit you and harass you
And help me out?
and help you?
Never.
The city has never helped you.
No.
Do you think that the city wants your property, or there's somebody else that the city,
There's somebody that wants it.
there's somebody wants it? Just like the city's got somebody wants my property. The city's got somebody that wants Jim's property. It almost looks like the city's working for somebody to get all of our properties because they're worth a lot of money. And the problem is, you're likely not paying the city very little money for all that peat that you're taking out.
Mm-hmm.
And you're using the road. And I think what they want is like gravel. They charge and they get paid so much a ton that comes out of that gravel pit to pay for the road maintenance. In your case, you're not contributing to the city. And you're not So the easiest way for them is to just charge you.
Wouldn't it be better just to ask me?
I know, but they can't do that
No,
because
they
there's no fee that the city can charge you for peat removal and transportation. It's only under gravel. Aggregate. You're not aggregate.
No,
You're topsoil.
I'm not other pits and quarry.
Exactly. So the city really has no legal way to charge you per ton as to what you're
No.
hauling up and down that road.
Right.
Isn't that a bugger, eh? I bet you they stay asleep at night worrying about all the money. It's just like our friend here, Jim. He took $65,000 out of the city's piggy bank with all that scrap drop off. Imagine that. So he cut into their business, free drop off. In your case, they're not making any money from you. Are you kidding? No wonder they're after you.
Well, they made environmentally protected, so.
Oh my God. It's the same as me. They say I have an amusement park here. Okay? I'm paying around $10,000 a year. If they made me rezone, like they've been trying to get me to do, my taxes would go to likely $300,000. That's a pretty good windfall for the city, don't you think? And I imagine if they could get you forced to negotiate with them to pay so much of a road haulage fee on every ton that you're driving down that deeded road, and make you go over a weigh scale and weigh all those loads, they're likely look at it and calculating, if this was gravel coming out of that pit, out of the ground, they're losing maybe $100,000 a year.
Why would they block it off if they could do
Well,
that?
because they're trying to put you out of business.
They did.
Yes.
They did.
And it's like Jim, he's got a legal transfer station.
Yeah.
He takes product in, he loads it, he ships it. That's all he does. He's a transfer station.
He's been there before the city.
Oh, way before the city. And his problem is he just figures out extra ways to make extra money, giving services to the people.
That's right.
And the city looks and says at Jim, Jesus, we can do that better than you can.
No, they can't do it better.
No.
But the city needs the money.
Yeah, oh yeah, sure they do.
Because-
Line their pockets.
Yes. There's somebody in there, I believe, that's building a pension plan,
Oh, yeah.
and they're
And-
terrified that somebody might do a forensic audit on them. And you know yourself, there's 3 of us. I think there's about another 10, maybe 15 people. They're all going to bind together. And we're going to sue the city for damages for interfering in all our businesses. And when we do that, we're going to have a forensic audit done on the city just to see how much money they've been making off of all this side deals. Because there's no way in the budget. You can't find all this extra money that they've been charging people. Like the fines. They don't show up in the budget. And yet they use that courthouse up there as a piggy bank. Right? That's what it is. It's a piggy bank. It's like your scrap.
Oh.
That's the city's piggy bank.
Yep.
My park is the city's piggy bank.
Yep.
And
But
his Pete,
I didn't know they were trying to make you guys resign because they wanted me to resign.
me too.
I thought
They-
that. Just did it anyway.
Oh, I just
Yeah.
told them I wasn't doing it.
Me
I
either.
wasn't going to resign.
I have
They
no
did it anyway.
reason. And they forced you to rezone.
No, they did it anyway.
Oh, they
I fought them.
And they rezoned you
Yep.
without your permission.
Yep.
And then what did they do after that? Did they up your taxes?
No.
Why did they rezone you?
Okay. It's a funny thing how that worked. The city
Yeah.
that we voted not to become and won.
Oh, you mean amalgamation?
Yeah, we voted not to
But
do
but
that.
we're still the county of Victoria.
Okay, listen, it gets funny.
Yep.
And
It's
then
funnier.
this road, they're saying it's my deeded access, which it isn't. They
Yes.
named it Superior Road
Superior Road.
in 2013, I think.
Okay.
And then what came after that? Impact.
Impact.
The tax is up 155.4%.
Wow. So what were you paying before that then?
Very little.
So
Nobody
like
knew I was there.
So what you're this just
There's
gets
no name of a road. It was
this,
just
this just gets better.
Yep.
So what you had, you were like almost like a hillbilly in the bush.
I'm just guessing.
That's what you would call yourself. You were a hillbilly Rod in the bush.
That's my word.
And then what happened
He
was
still is.
what happened? They made you come out of the bush.
Oh yeah, they made me come out.
Exactly. And when you come out of the bush, they realized, oh my goodness, he's been making money back there.
Rascal.
And that. Well, you know what? I think it's going to get more interesting as we go along. And I think the city is going to find out that all good things come to an end. That they're going to be stopped interfering in people's businesses. I mean, when we all get into court and we tell our story as to how the city has used their authority and their power and their intimidation on all businesses that aren't part of, we call them the old boys club and the old girls club in Kawartha Lakes. But the bigger shock is going to be to them is they have no jurisdiction.
Whenever one of your municipal, your bylaw officers comes on the property, I'll always ask for a warrant. They say they don't need one.
We don't.
Why?
We have a bylaw that allows inspectors to use any property for inspection or investigation.
Really?
So any property within the municipality, yeah.
And you don't need a warrant for that?
No, we're not the same as the police. So we can.
How are you above the police?
Well, because we don't deal with criminal issues. So the police need to follow a different protocol under the criminal code.
When you don't have to.
Warrants, and we do not have to.
Out here in the county of Victoria.
No.
We're still the county of Victoria by law.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And they're out here with bylaw officers that are only have any authority in the town of Lindsay.
That's right. That's right.
And that's the very honest truth. For Bill, this is the Course Insider. Thank you.
I think honesty's always the best policy.
You believe that?
No, I was lying.
That's all, folks.